Figure 4.6 shows the graph of y equals x and two curves. Curve A is the graph of equation y equals log x, that's log base 10. Curve B is the reflection of curve A in the line y equals x. Write the equation for curve B. So you need to first remember that when we did functions, if you reflect a function, certainly a 1,1 function, which these are both 1,1 functions, if you reflect that in the line y equals x, you get the inverse. So these two curves, A and B, are inverse functions of one another. So if we have y equals log x, if we use algebra to find the inverse function of that, then that will tell us what we're dealing with. So we will do a lot more of this when we go to full sort of fully manipulating logs and logarithmic equations and that sort of thing. But basically this is saying log base 10. Log base 10 of x equals y. So the way you undo a log is to raise 10 to the power of both sides. So I'll write that down. And like I said, when we do log equations, you'll see a lot more of this anyway. So, but we raise 10 to the power of both sides. So that would be 10 to the power y equals, well, it's 10 to the power log x. 10 to the power log x. And so think what that means in terms of logs. It's you're raising 10 to the power of, and log x means the power you need to raise 10 to in order to get x. So if I raise 10 to the power I need to raise 10 to get x, I get x. This is x. So 10 to the y equals x. Okay, so now if we kind of swap them, well, that's just telling me the inverse function, if this was f of x, if we call f of x log x, let it be that for this. So the inverse function must be 10 to the power x, just like that. So that's what curve B is. Curve B has equation y equals 10 to the power x. Then write the coordinates of the y-intercept. So I'll write that down. So A was y equals 10 to the power x. For the y-intercept, remember y-intercept happens when x equals 0. So y equals 10 to the power 0, which is 1. So the y-intercept, the coordinates are 0, 1, which for any general exponential function, that will be the y-intercept.